Hello, everybody, and welcome to Master Debate Feed tonight. I am Corey Higgs.
And I'm Charles Hatfield, and today's episode is
Top Fashion Fails of the 1980s. So, basically what we're doing, if you haven't seen the show before, we're on episode 3. It's been a pretty big hit so far, I think. A lot of people have really liked it. They just laugh and laugh and laugh, or at least I've been told. I don't laugh. This is a lot of hard work.
You better not be lying to us.
So, anyways, the way this show works, Charles and I both compile a top 5 list of whatever the topic is for the week. We've done most unforgettable things from the 90s, and we've also done voices we like to impersonate, which was mainly just to show off a little bit of our talents, which, honestly, that was just a very self-serving episode. Today's is top fashion fails of the 1980s, so we've each picked 5 things that we think are the top 5 fashion fails of the 1980s. We will debate our lists, compile them, and at the end have a top 10, a loser's bracket 10 through 6, and then a winner's bracket 5 through 1 until we get to number 1, the most failed fashion of the 1980s.
So, being a winner is actually a loser on this one. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll kick us off and say that my number 5 is the side ponytail. This was really big in the 1980s, and it still, for some reason, has lived on a little bit, kind of. Like, you still see, like, 10-year-old girls running around with the side ponytail. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's ugly. It's atrocious.
Much like your hair currently.
Side ponytail. No.
You could do one, oh my god.
It's one of those things that I just don't quite get. And, like, it should have never been a thing, people. It should have never been a thing.
Okay. So my number 5, and I'm going to be very specific here because there were a lot of things, I think, about this particular thing that should have been a fashion fail, but I'm just going to stick to one because some of them I don't think were all that bad. But Pat Benatar, who is phenomenal and who I love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Pat Benatar. However, like, people who emulated her fashion sense and her herself, like, I can understand, like, the leggings with the pretty much everything that else that you would wear on the lower half of your body besides leggings, and I can understand a lot of different things. I can understand a lot of different things about Pat Benatar's entire style. It's completely out of the ordinary, out of the box. Nobody else really dressed that way until she did it. But everybody that emulated her, and her herself, the color schemes that you guys picked for things was just atrocious. It was bad. It was a lot of really vibrant colors thrown together into one thing, and I don't think that the world has seen anything like that except for tie-dye, which is somewhat acceptable. But not really, and just the color schemes in general, just all of the bright colors everywhere, so much all the time, is just no. Like, pick a color, stick with it. I went with blue today. I have blue jeans, I have a blue undershirt, I have a blue plaid overshirt, blue. It's just all blue. I don't have a million different wacky colors everywhere.
Black. Okay, my number 4, this isn't...
You are not black.
Oh, YouTube. Oh, YouTube.
There's, like, so much difference in, like, even just your tan.
All I have to do is that. Just flip. My number 4 is not necessarily because it was a fashion fail. This is more for what it actually said about women during this time. And it was the female business shoulder pads thing. It was ugly to begin with, but at least it kind of went with what you were trying to do. But what you were trying to do was look more like men, when, in all honesty, you should have been looking more like women. You need to be more confident, people. Confidence is key. And why? Why? It even carried over into, like, men's fashion for some reason. And, like, Prince was wearing stuff with the shoulder pads.
Well, and I will say, like, guys that have really broad shoulders, like, I understand the whole Dorito body thing, but there's a limit. Okay, your shoulders, when you were born, had a predetermined width. Do not go past that. That's just stupid. Like, people's bodies look good the way that they are because that's the way that they are, and people should be comfortable with that. And if you feel that you have to change the entire proportion of your body You actually need to work on your confidence.
I'm going to take a line from the producers just to end on this. If you got it, flaunt it.
So my number 4, and unfortunately I have been watching this come back, especially the last couple of years, and it makes me really sad, extremely sad. I don't know why people do this. I think it's really kind of stupid, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, and I'm really sorry. But these men's shorts that are skin tight and stop like not even halfway down your thighs. Like, I'm sorry. There should be, okay, when I was in high school, there was a rule with skirts for girls. And if it didn't go past your fingertips when you put your arms down, it was too short. Guys, you need to have the same philosophy with shorts. If it doesn't go past your fingertips when you're standing up and you put your arms at your side, they're too short. They're way too short. Just don't do it. Please. And it's coming back, and it's awful, and it's just bad.
If it looks like you're smuggling bananas, you probably should stay away from it. My number 3 is the MC Hammer pants, if you remember these. Or I think their actual title is parachute pants. Why? Again, they made your hips look fat, and then they just went down. And it literally looked like you were skydiving, and like, why? That's all I need to say is why.
We are running out of words to be able to describe how awful some of these are. We get closer and closer to our number 1s. It's just going to get worse. My number 3, and again, this is a thing that every once in a while I see, and it's back to a hair thing. And, like, there are certain people who can pull this off that I'm just like, actually, you know, that's pretty cool. But when everybody's doing it, specifically when white people are doing it, it's bad. Okay? And it is the big, poofy out to here hair that is just dry and frizzy. Okay, there is this thing, and it is wonderful, and it is called conditioner, and it helps with frizz. Okay, it helps with frizz, and there are a lot of hair products that can help with frizz. Just don't just let the frizz take over your whole head, because it's like an overgrown forest. It just doesn't look right. It's not okay. And I'm sorry. I am really sorry. But specifically white people that do this. No. Just no. It's not your style. At all. Ever. For any reason. Don't do it. Ever. Please.
When he said that it was like a forest, I was thinking like Harry Potter wouldn't even go into that forest.
Yeah,
man.
no, like this is like beyond Harry Potter status. This is like the big, like,
Jonah Hill hair from when he first got started.
Yeah.
I know, and my number 2, it wasn't necessarily that bad, okay? So I'm going to give it a little bit of credit, even though I put it towards the top of my list, but I just hate it because it was a reused idea, and they just took it in a little bit different. And I'm going to do my best Zap Brannigan impersonation now. It's velour.
It's what?
Velour.
Oh, God.
Velour, people. Why? You had polyester. You had satin back then.
We still have polyester and satin, and those are still bad, but they're not as bad.
Not as bad as velour. Like, why? Velour and, like...
Why don't we go back to something, like, classy, like suede? Like, seriously, suede was wonderful. Like, can we please have a really big blast from the past and go back to suede? Because that is wonderful. That's what we need to be
See,
bring
that
back.
was the right way to do velour, was suede. But no, they went with velour, of all things. And usually it was like a dark blood red, so it looked like you were gushing blood and you needed to go to the emergency room. It was terrible, people. It was terrible.
My number 2 is another thing, kind of like the shorts that are coming back, that I keep watching come back, that I'm just, please don't bring it back, please. Please, I hate it. And it is not really that it's a bad thing necessarily, it just drives me personally up a wall because I just think it's tacky and stupid. Denim jackets. Denim was meant for pants, for skirts, for shorts, not shirts, not jackets. I'm sorry. You should never have denim on your upper body for any reason unless somehow you have managed to, like, fall down a flight of stairs and your foot is in your face. That's the only reason you should ever have denim on your upper body. Ever, 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 ever. That's all I have to say about it, because I'll just get mad. Because I hate jean jackets. I hate denim coats. I just cannot do it. It is tacky, it is stupid, and it does not look okay on anyone, ever.
My number one, and I think this is going to trump everything. This is why I put it at my number one, because it was you just looked at my list.
I did. I finally found it on your piece of paper, because you have like a million things scrawled there, and I finally found it.
The reason why I put this here was it was the epitome of being a tourist. And seriously, tourists should not have their own fashion sense to begin with. But, well, they don't. Let me clarify.
They don't have any sense of fashion.
Yeah.
That's the point.
But my number one is fanny packs. Why did you ever create like, I understand having like a pocket right here and you can access it and like it's big, but it's not too big. But they were like pink and neon green,
seafoam, turquoise.
Just the most random colors that you could possibly name.
It is not retro. It is just bad.
It's terrible. And like now you're starting to see them come out with like black ones for like, again, tourists. No. If you can't carry it in one of your pockets and you don't have a satchel, then you shouldn't just
Why are you even going with a satchel? Satchels are bad. Okay,
no.
There are these
Satchels
wonderful
can
things.
Be classy.
They are called backpacks, and they have 2 shoulder straps. They are much better on your backs than satchels are, and they don't screw you up to where you have to go to the chiropractor every other week. Get a backpack. Get a backpack.
On the whole satchel thing, I am going to name one name that will change your entire opinion. Indiana Jones. And if you don't like it, YouTube, you can eat me.
It's not worth the chiropractor appointments, man. Not worth the chiropractor appointments. I love Indiana Jones, don't get me wrong, and he doesn't really pull it off either, but... He's... Okay, you're using him as a way to show that a satchel is useful. Yes, it is. It is useful. I understand that. Guess what else is useful? A backpack, and it is more stylish than a satchel, I promise you. I promise you.
This wasn't even from the 80s, but
this is like
we're having a side.
We're getting into like we're about to get into like Merces and everything else. Okay, like it's a European shoulder bag. Crap! It is a backpack. Get a backpack.
It's a satchel.
Get a backpack. My number one. I don't know. It might trump your fanny pack, but I'm not really sure on this one. And I'm back to hair. Okay, because oh my God, hair. There is no such thing as a business in the front and a party in the back. Mullets should have never been a thing. They should have never been popular. Nobody should ever have that haircut, ever. Because I'm sorry. You can take the most successful, good-looking person ever and put them in a mullet, and they are automatically a hit. They automatically drop like 100 IQ points and are no longer useful to society in any way. Just from the haircut. That's it. That's all there is to it. Mullets are just bad. Okay? They're like, have some class. Have at least a little bit of class. And it seemed like mullets always went with like the cut-off flannel shirts too, which was another stupid thing. I didn't put it on my list, but just gonna toss that in there. Like, that was another thing that went with freaking mullets. It is stupid, and it is uncalled for, and it's bad. It is just bad.
Life's a garden, Corey. Dig it. That's all I'm saying. Okay.
That was so bad. Oh my God.
Did you hear that they're making a second one? Don't make a second one. Don't make a third. Don't make a fourth. Please, just...
Don't make them. Stop making anything. Just stop.
Sorry, David Spade, but you ran your course, man. Just fade into the night, please. Just fade into the night.
That's what you've been doing in my mind for like a decade, bro. Sorry. But you just have. Adam Sandler, you're in that lot too.
Okay, so compiled list. This is going to be very difficult this time around because they're all just terrible.
Can I please just get rid of velour like right off the bat, because I just know.
You know, I was actually thinking of taking out my number 2 already too, just because in comparison to everything else, it was just an offshoot of suede or satin or polyester. It wasn't actually its own like fashion thing. So, Zap, you're off. I'm sorry.
On that same note, I'm going to take the men's shorts and do the same thing, because honestly, that has been a recurring fashion thing since, like, the very early 1900s. Like, seriously, when you look back at all the people that were playing, like, I don't know, croquet or something, like, they're in those same kind of shorts. So, I mean, it made a reappearance, and now it's trying to make a reappearance again. It's done it a few different times, and the 80s isn't actually when it became a thing, but it became a thing again in the 80s, just like it's trying to now. So I'll actually take off my number 4 and put men's shorts at number 9.
Let's see. Would you take off the Pat Benatar look?
Yes, I'll take off Pat Benatar.
Okay. Just because, again, Pat Benatar looked freaking good for some reason, and there are some people that can pull off that look with the crazy colors and stuff, but not everybody should be doing it. With that note, again, side ponytail is off. I don't think anybody looks good in that, but just for the sake of argument, we're just throwing it here.
There's not really very many places to put very many of these things, and it's just gonna get harder, so
yeah.
might as well just, like, live with it now. So, side ponytails at number 7. So, number 6, I'll put jean jackets here. Denim jackets, denim everything. Because the main reason that it made my list is actually more just because it irritates me on a personal level than because it was actually bad. Because, I mean, it was actually bad. That's why it irritates me on a personal level, but I don't think it was as bad as some of the other things that we have on our list left. I would put jean jackets at number 6.
Not only that, but some bikers can pull it off.
That's true.
Some bikers.
Not all.
Not all, but
No.
some. With our number 5, I think I'm going to go ahead and put female business shoulder pads.
I would agree with that.
Agree with that?
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
To a degree.
Not would. Not would agree with that. Blah. It's like I can't talk today.
Yeah, I think we've already stated why we would put that there, but Prince, never again.
No.
Or the artist formerly known as Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince, known as Prince. I don't know what your name is now.
The former artist that was formerly known as Prince.
No.
The former almost artist. Which is sad. We're a production company that's all about, like, yay, artists, let's do everything. And we'll just produce all kinds of artists across all mediums. But, like, Prince, I'm sorry.
You had one good song, man. You won.
I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, so that was number 5. Number 4. Can we please put the parachute pants at number 4?
What do you have left?
The poofy crazy hair and mullets. I have hair left. And honestly, like, most of the reason that I want to keep poofy crazy hair is because white people annoy me.
Yeah, so basically we have hip-hop culture versus white people culture.
White people culture is going to lose every single time because
we don't know fashion.
No.
We just don't. And, you know...
It's because you steal from everybody else and think that you can do it, and you can't. You just can't.
I'm willing to put that at number 4.
Okay. MC Hammer is number 4. Parachute pants. Now, 3, I'd be willing to put poofy crazy hair. White people are just bad at trying to steal other cultures' fashions.
Yeah.
So, the poofy crazy hair, number 3.
Okay, so now we are left with our number 1s. And we got to find out which is worse. Fanny packs
or mullets.
This is going to be really, really difficult because they're both really, really bad. But I'm going to say one thing that I think can work for my advantage. There are some people that it may be like 3 in the entire world, but they can actually look good in a mullet. A fanny pack should never be used.
I will disagree with you. Like, you're going to have to actually find me some hard evidence to prove that people look good in mullets, because I'm serious. You can take the most good-looking person and put them in a mullet, and they are automatically very stupid-looking. Like, it doesn't matter. And then if that's all you change about them is just the mullet, and so they're like still in a business suit or whatever, it's even more stupid than it is if you have like the cut off flannel.
Adam Levine.
Looks stupid with a mullet.
Tell that to YouTube. YouTube loves Adam Levine. I don't understand why you do, but everybody loves Adam Levine.
I think that Adam Levine is a very good looking man. I really do. I think that he was the least good looking and looked the stupidest when he had a freaking mullet.
But that's when he became popular, was with the mullet.
The mullet became popular. It shouldn't have. It never should have. Adam Levine should have never become popular.
Okay, should have never, but he did. Fanny packs.
Fanny packs are a cliche at this point. They are used so widely by so many people, still to this day, that it is a cliche. When you are doing a play, when you are doing a movie, when you are doing anything, a dramaturg is going to tell you a tourist has a fanny pack. Period. Because it is that widely used of a thing. Like, and they're still popular. It's not even like it's something that kind of, I mean, it did kind of fade away a little bit, but not very much. Tourists still, to this day, fill the cliche of fanny packs. How many people do you see walking around the street in a mullet? Actually, because of where we live, don't answer that. If you went to, like, an actual civilized place that is not southeast Colorado, how many people do you see walking around with a mullet?
Only white people.
And this goes back to my previous note at number 3.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, this boils down to tourists versus white people again. Back Hills white people at that. Appalachian. Sure do got a pretty mouth, boy.
I'm going to give you a minute to work this out in your head.
Oh. Rock, paper, scissors? Because, I mean, yes, it's a cliche tourist thing, but it's only for tourists, if that makes sense.
And mullets are cliche for who? Yes, backwoods white people, and that's it.
But it's a select group again.
Yeah, and so, yeah, we're basically pretty much even on this. Like we really are.
That's why I'm saying we have to find, like, we have to cast lots here somehow, because we're gridlocked. There is no way out of this yet.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Right now, we have a tie between our debate between mullets and fanny packs for the number 1 worst fashion fail of the 80s. So, YouTube, here's what you need to do. As our viewers and as our audience, please comment below the description, below all of this, cast your vote. Which do you think was worse, mullets or fanny packs, and which do you think was the biggest fashion fail of the 80s? We'll tally these up this week, and you guys will actually have an answer for number 1 next Saturday on Master Debate Feed tonight. In the meantime, spread the word. Get your vote out. Seriously, like, you guys have to pick which one of these is the worst, because we are deadlocked, and so we need your help on this one. So, spread the word. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our Facebook page. Follow us on Twitter. Check out our Kickstarter, because that's still going right now, and that's really big, and we're getting into the second half of this little Kickstarter campaign, and it is huge for us. So, please, 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 even if you can't donate anything to the Kickstarter, spread the word to your friends, spread it around social media, spread it everywhere that you can spread it, okay? And just do it. And then definitely vote between mullets and fanny packs for the number 1 worst fashion fail of the 80s, and we will have an answer for you guys when we come back next week right here on Master Debate Feed tonight.